Hey guys, this is a post-match reaction to France versus Australia. In the end, France won 2-1. They didn't have so many chances. They had about two chances, two really big chances, and they scored off of it. One was the penalty and the Pogba goal that just somehow went in. That might be taken away from him as well. Australia were at the same time, what to say? They were very compact. They had a few good chances in the first half. They didn't threaten themselves too much in the second half either. But they were very compact. They were very well positioned. They were disciplined. They did get a lucky penalty in the sense that you won't see many penalties like that where the defender makes such a massive handball mistake, or a mistake that leads to such an easy handball decision in the end. But they fought hard. They were always in position. They were very disciplined. I think they have a good chance in their group if they keep playing like this. And it's the World Cup, so you never know. But I think France were disappointing in a way. You had Mbappe, Dembele, and Griezmann starting, and they didn't really threaten them much. To be fair, they were all getting in each other's way as well. They were sometimes sacrificing width because Griezmann doesn't like staying too out wide as well. So when Mbappe would come center, Griezmann would also be center and not give as much as width as required, because Australia's defenders were in position and they were trying to outnumber France's attackers. It wasn't that easy for France to dominate as well. And given that they were compact in central midfield, that also did not allow Tolisso and Pogba to have too much space in midfield, and also Fekir when he came on. A lot of people, including me, wondered why they didn't play Giroud and Griezmann up front, as they link up really well, and Griezmann likes to play off a target man. He did that. He's even in Atletico, once they get Costa, his game has improved alongside with Costa as well. And with Giroud for France, and Giroud also gets a lot of goals for France as well, and he ends up scoring some for Arsenal as well. So he's one of those players that will get simple finishes, simple goals if he plays for France as well. But that disconnect in front three, it felt like they weren't like too entirely sure of where each of them will be and how to link up with one of each, with each other. Maybe they'll improve over the tournament for France, but even in the friendlies, it was sort of like they had, I think, 18 goals in their qualification campaign. So not very prolific as well, but they have good players. They have a strong defense, a good goalkeeper as well, who made a great save in the first half to get through. But I think if for Griezmann to bring the best out of him, even though he got a goal today, maybe playing Giroud would be better, and then playing, let's say, a 4-4-1-1 right, and then getting wingers on each side, or maybe putting all getting like it was a bit hard to say, but getting maybe one player who stretches them and brings out width, whereas another one who's tied more into midfield, which is what they usually ended up doing when they played a 4-4-2. Or maybe play a midfield too. Conte, he's almost like two players, so maybe they could go more attacking with two wingers and then two midfielders, but that might give the opposition more time on the ball. So it is a bit challenging. You can understand why he went for 4-3-3, but given that the three attackers don't link up so well, at least for the moment, it might improve. But they still ended up getting the win in the World Cup. It's just getting through the win, getting to the next round as well. When Portugal won the Euros, for example, they weren't like super prolific. They just kept getting on and through the rounds. But I think France's football should get a little bit better. It's still the first game of the group stage, so let's see how it goes. Also, VAR. We've got to discuss VAR. I think it was a penalty. I mean, there are like pundits who are saying, I don't think it's a penalty. He got the ball, and then he clipped Griezmann. If he doesn't clip Griezmann over there, Griezmann is through. It doesn't matter if he got a touch to the ball or not. That ball did not take it away from Griezmann in the sense that chances would be spoiled. If Griezmann doesn't get tripped there, which he did, you can argue that the player didn't mean to trip him that way. But Griezmann got tripped. It was a penalty. VAR is working really well so far. So what happens is the VAR, the guy in the mic, if the referee's not unsure, he can ask VAR, or the VAR can be like, hey, that might be a penalty. If you want to have a look at that, have another look at that. Or if so, the referee doesn't have to take the VAR's like, is it a penalty? He can go himself to the screen, have a look at it, and then decide whether it's a penalty or not. So so what they want to do is the VAR is kind of making suggestions. When it comes to offside, the VAR decides. But when it comes to like all other occasions, the on the field referee can go and check the situation for himself. And it was pretty fast as well. It didn't take so much time. It's almost like, it's about almost maybe a little bit more, but almost about the same time where something happens and all the players surround the referee and he takes some time to get all the players away from him, right? But in this case, instead of doing that, he just goes and walks over to the TV, sees what happened, and then takes the call. So I think VAR worked. I'm a proponent for VAR. Yes, they have to get more smooth at it. The referees have to get better. But in the FIFA World Cup, I think they're doing quite well so far. They got the decision correct, and it ended 2-1. So if that penalty is not given, it's a 1-1 draw. And what if France gets knocked out because of that 1-1 draw? Yes, indeed, you can argue in the group they won't. But what if in knockout rounds it's something like that? So it was a penalty. There was a touch. He did fall down because of the touch, right? He didn't dive. There was a proper trip on his boot, and that's why he couldn't score. There's no point. I can understand if you're getting emotional about it. That's bound to happen. If you're making like, oh, the referee should make all the calls, but at the end of the day, it's a knockout competition, guys. One goal makes a massive difference. During the league, you can argue that, oh, maybe it cancels out. Sometimes you get it your way, sometimes you don't. And over 38 games in a league, the best team wins, which is fair. But it's a knockout competition. It ended 2-1. So that was a penalty. That was contact. It was a foul. If there's no touch, Griezmann goes through on goal. Maybe he scores. Maybe he lays it up for someone else. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't really predict. The referee's not in a position to predict what happens. Anyways, I'm a proponent of VAR. It has to get better. The World Cup is being used quite well so far. It can improve, yes, but how it was used in England last year was complete shambles. They have to improve on that for sure. Anyways, guys, that was my reaction to the France vs Australia game and to VAR. And now I'm looking forward to Argentina vs Iceland. Ronaldo scored 3. How many is Messi gonna get? See you guys. Take care.